Chevy. You know what's better than a car or a truck with 4 wheels? How about a car or truck with 6 wheels? That is right. Today we are going for a 3+3 sexy dually retrieving mission. Well, that's what we're going for this morning. I'm actually supposed to be there like right now. So we're about to head that way. Now, y'all know we've been working on the old Model A, so be sure to check that out. This dually, I've been driving by it over here for a long time. It's literally just right around the corner from me. And the day we delivered Randy's Squarebody to him, I told old Bill, I said, Bill, pull up there. I'm gonna knock on that door. That dually's just been sitting there screaming my name. So we're gonna go knock and see if we can't strike a deal, and I'll be danged if we didn't. Now, did we need another project right now? No, we did not. However, guys, these things are getting hard to find. I'll show you a little more. Let's just head that way. We'll just kind of get straight into it. Night Dog's headed out this morning to get y'all's merch going out. First thing, thank y'all for the support there at puddins.fab.shop. And I've already got truck and trailer hooked on. Did that yesterday before I went in. So we can just get to skedaddling. All right, guys, I'll show you the truck in a minute. However, I crawled underneath here just to see what all's hanging. Drive shaft, he got us a ratchet strap across the back. That's good. Up here, I'm gonna try to tighten our bungee cord just a bit.
Oh yeah,
in case. Maybe I'll take her here to the side. I just don't want to catch on the trailer. Proper use of a bungee cord right here. You just tie her in the knot.
Well, I didn't have any spare belling wire.
Some good tie wire for us. You like that? All right, I think she'll winch on now. All right, we'll see if we can't get backed in here. Get our little tow rope thingy-mabobber. We're gonna try them strut rods there. Yeah. Definitely gonna be the biggest thing we've ever had on the trailer. You looking all right on that one?
No, it's about off about this much on the other side. They're not.
Woo! That trailer and the dovetail looked like it was getting close to the ground. He said they almost come off. She's all there, guys. All right, we've got a load behind us, folks. I guarantee it. I've got to find somewhere to turn around because we need to go back out that way. But when we get back to the shop, I'll show y'all more of this thing. Obviously, she needs a little work. Y'all seen the hanging drive shaft. I'll give you the rundown of what I know and everything. But I do gotta say, I'm not mad at seeing that old sweet mama with them thick hips on our trailer. All right, had a place to be this morning, but we're done and clear to work. Pop. Wheels turning. I know we may be all right. Direct hit. Yeah. Yeah. Next, you want to get the biggest wheel chock you've got. Ha! The worst that would happen is it'd go and play bumper kiss with old dumpster. But I don't know, I think this old bumper there may win. Got her unloaded, unhooked our trailer. About that time old Bill showed up. I fired up the tow roller. You want to push or steer, Bill?
I don't care.
All right, you steer. We're aiming for between the lift. The winch and trailer set up, got the heaviest load it ever had. And that old lift's gonna get the heaviest load it's probably ever had. We're gonna see how the old tow roller does with it. How you feeling, baby? Oh, she's ready. Yee! pushing this big mama uphill is what we're doing. Oh man, y'all see that? That dang little triple balled hooker took my tire. Yeah, we may have to go front or back some, but that's pretty good. All right, well, they're inside. Let's give her a good once over so you guys can see what we got. First, I noticed we got a good front end.
What's the plate say?
I identify as a mini truck. Well, I got bad news for you, Big Mama. Yeah. If you accidentally burp and sneeze at the same time, you could poop out a mini truck. No matter how much you try to identify as one. She's got a little scuff mark there. I think most of that's gonna buff, clean off and buff out. Going around, I noticed we got a little rot on that door, little paint crackage there. Come around the back side, she's got this beautiful big bumper that's trimmed out. I've never seen a trimmed bumper that's quite fancy. See, we got a little damage there from something. One of the biggest eyesores in front of this fender that's rusted pretty decent, it looks like. She is the 3+3, like I told you, maroon, silver gray, maroon. A little bit of a red pinstripe with a white over it. There's all kinds of pinstriping going on here. This old girl looks like the old Cowboy Holler Special. You remember this? You remember this bad boy, Bill? We got her at the gas station getting the sausage wagon. Damn it, you pay your respects to this truck. You wear the appropriate hat, okay? She's got the aluminum wheels on her. Little chip paint here or there, kind of how we like it. I know this truck will come back nice, but it's got enough like little chips and stuff on it where you drive the wheels off of it, you don't feel bad. Of course, she's got the lights on top of her, and then all the little chrome accessories on the windows. This is a 91 Chevy. I believe the last year of the square body style. In 87, for the single cabs, that was the last year. 88, they went to the OBS body style. So this being a 91, she has a big block that is fuel injected.
What motor's in it?
She's a 454.
Really?
Does that get you excited, Bill?
Not really.
He said, really? No, not really. He don't care. Now, speaking of being the Western hauler, look at this. You can't have a proper Western hauler without having some plush bucket seat without a little wood grain center console, okay? Interior overall is pretty decent shape. I think some real good hand scrubbing on it would go a long ways. Wood grain inserts are in pretty decent shape. We'd maybe want to throw a new maroon dash pad on it to get rid of them couple cracks. Of course, y'all seen the drive shaft was hanging. We got one of our true duals in the back.
8 miles a gallon, no matter what. How slow or how fast you go. It's 8 months faucet outside. Let me just sit right here.
Now in the back, I'd kind of glance back here. I'd really like to just have a bench seat across the front and one back here. But check this out. Someone put a whole sound system in this baby. We got the Rockville amp with a couple subwoofers. We're gonna be beating down the block.
Shit. Hell yeah.
We're gonna be beating down the block, Bill.
Oh,
You
damn.
want to roll down all 4 windows and listen to some Bon Jovi or what?
No Bon Jovi.
I was hoping you'd say that. So interior overall is pretty good shape. Hey, there we go. We got Mr. Horsepower up there. One of my old Yahoo's Car Club stickers. So one of our old members used to own this at one point, come to find out, which I didn't even know. I knew he had one similar to this, but I didn't think it was this one. And I seen that Yahoo sticker and I went, huh. Pop the hood, Bill.
Oh yeah.
So there she is. You can tell she's been sitting a little bit of dust and, you know, dirt daubers on top or whatever. But underneath the hood looks pretty good. She's just a little dirty. For the most part, pretty unmolested looking, which is what you want to see. Not a lot of butchered wiring or butt splices or, you know, anything. Luckily, ain't no one swapped on a carbureted intake yet or something like that and ditched half the brackets and crap. So when I popped the hood, I was a big fan. See what the oil looks like, Bill. Woo!
Looks like she's a little thick.
Oh, thick mama.
Ooh, yeah.
She could use some oil.
Doesn't smell like fuel, so that's a good sign.
That's good. Bill, that dipstick's almost as long as that exhaust we just picked out the bag. I don't know how you thought I was going to hold a camera and hit that hole, but that ain't going to happen. So I know what you're thinking. Why in the world is a truck this beautiful just sitting? And, well, the answer to that's the half missing parts underneath the truck. What I was told, what's alleged, and I believe about this truck, is it was last on the road around 2019, so she's only been off the road about 5 years. And it's supposed to be missing teeth off the flex plate. Well, the transmission allegedly only has 2 bolts holding it in at this point. So
they started taking it
he
out.
started to pull it there in his driveway. He made it to the point where he was struggling to get those top 2 bolts. And I don't know if, you know, from there, but it just never got done after that. It's just been sitting. Now, around here, something missing teeth, we're not surprised. Pot County, it's pretty regular to be missing some teeth. So we're not scared of that. You just got it, didn't you, Bill? Bill's lived here long enough to know that that's a fact. I ain't even trying to be funny. I am, but he knows it's true. Yeah, Bill knows it's true. That's why it's funny. So we know there's a couple bolts, so that's where we're going to start, guys. We're going to get this thing on the lift to be able to look underneath it. But also, if we get her up there on the air, we're going to finish pulling the transmission out of this thing. We're going to put a new flex plate on it. And then after that, I mean, we're talking about fuel injection that's been sitting with today's kind of gas. We're going to see what our gas tank situation is. We may just throw a new gas tank and sending unit in this. She got any green stuff in her?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't look all corroded though in there. Looks pretty good.
It don't look like it come out the side of the motor, does it? We're like, we got a really good deal on it. Find out the block's cracked. You like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Obviously, figuring this out was a little different than anyone we've done before. I think I found where I'm happy. She's a giant! Well, we did good with our extension kit and getting lucky to clear the garage doors and stuff the way we always do. This thing is built like a woman who knows how to cook some good country biscuits and gravy, if you know what I mean.
Thought you'd say wagon burner tacos.
No, that is a food truck around here, though. In the back, look at these big old springs. Then we got a helper pack. Then we got the coilover shocks. We got a sway bar. Check out these. That way that baby bolts off that bottom plate with a sway bar built in.
That's pretty wild, huh?
You don't want this big thing rolling on you, do you?
Hey, your buddy's been here.
Yeah, old Dirt Dauber's my favorite. That was just our cooling fans off the back there. That's to help dissipate the heat. Hey, yeah. Now I think I nailed a bird on the tree line over there. Perfect throw. Coming up front, there's our fuel selector valve thingy majigger. Guarantee you that. Look at all them hoses connecting to it. We can swap from, we got passenger and driver side dual tanks. Our one piece of our exhaust there, that's what we tied to. Drive shaft still in place. Our transmission, you can see the mount is picked up there. I do see we got cooler lines still connected. We'll need to think about. There's our exhaust manifold, starter wiring. Yeah, like I said, guys, she is tore into. I don't see no bad teeth. I don't see no bad teeth yet. Uh-oh.
That's what I was looking at. I was like, I don't see no bad teeth.
Did I tell you bad teeth on the flex plate? Oh, I meant blown motor. Oh, yeah. I'd be like, what? Are you the same guy who sold the Mordsky? Yeah. This is a special occasion, Bill. If we're going to use proper tools, we got to document it.
You got the old...
Oh, here comes some more Dirt Daubers. I can tell we're hitting compression stroke here. I can hear some compression. That ain't good.
Okay, I'm not seeing no bad teeth.
I don't see any bad teeth. Don't tell me this thing just had a bad starter and it wasn't shimmed correctly. We may just slap her back together and drive it.
Put the bolts back in her.
Yeah, this just got a little more interesting.
Yeah, there's no teeth missing.
Just like we said, Morsky could have took that borescope with him. We could have brought this with us.
Morsky's a little more involved.
Yeah. All right, guys. We just confirmed that all the teeth are here. So as far as pulling that to replace a flex plate, I don't really see a reason to pull that flex plate. Torque converter bolts are still in it too, so
Yeah.
I've got to worry about them.
Where's your light? Let's look at the, make sure it's not cracked.
Yeah. All right, guys, after some inspection, right here, I don't know how well y'all's gonna be able to see, but you can definitely tell where it was just barely trying to engage. It definitely roughed them tips up a little bit, but nothing crazy. I'm really thinking the starter on this thing just needed shimmed, slashed, aligned more or less correctly, because it actually looks like it was shimmed too much because it's too far away. I don't know if they had a big old pack of shims in there that just needed taken out. You know, we don't know. We didn't see the starter before it was ever pulled off this thing. But what I do know is everything as we spin it looks flat and true. That's the only damage we can find is a little nicked on some of them teeth. Nothing that scares me nor Bill. So my suggestion is we slap a starter back on her and mess with it, see if we can get her cranking over good again and again, make sure she ain't grinding or nothing like that. And once we get that, then we'll look at buttoning everything back together. We're already ahead, Bill. We're doing good. Our starter number one. Now this clearly is not for our big block. I don't know what this is for. The face of that thing looks like Sid the Sloth. And then Bill just found the rest of our goodies. Well, that right there confirms all of our shims being in there.
And see,
Holy cow, that one's a thick one.
Yeah.
That's like a 16th. So that right there, that looks about like 11 gauge metal, a little thicker than 1/8 inch.
see these? I don't think that's right.
No, those aren't proper starter bolts.
And then see how he's shimming it out? It's supposed to set on that shoulder. You can't have these washers on there.
How's our teeth on this thing look? That's more of a problem than the ring gear is. Those are dulled over there. I bet that would still work though.
Should we whack some power to it and see?
Yeah, we'll bench test. Let's go make Bill happy. Come here, Bill. What you want, a couple of them right there?
Nope.
What do you mean no?
Those aren't the right ones either. They'll have them at O'Reilly's. These aren't the right bolts for that starter.
Oh.
See?
Oh, they're too thick.
Yeah.
Damn, Bill. Eagle eye. Nope, that ain't it.
That's
Sissy.
an old school starter.
Yeah. Ain't it crazy? Look how small this is for that big block. And then
That's
back,
what my truck takes too. Like that.
back in the day, they had these big old honking starters on the tiniest of motor. This thing ain't been charged in 2 decades, but
It still works.
we'll try it. That's our motor spinning. We ain't getting nothing out of our solenoid.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, that was me.
And it engaged too when it.
It did?
Yeah. There it goes. It goes again.
We got bad solder joint. So y'all can see we're spinning. We should be able to hook to this and then jump from power to that and get it to spin and kick out, or what do you call that? Dukes? Bend whatever.
Starter drive.
Starter drive is what me and Bill
It's a
call it.
Bendix.
Bendix. So if I go here, nothing. Go to that solder joint right there, nothing. Now there you go.
Put it on there. Let's engage.
So what's going on there? Well, it's
broke, isn't it?
yep, because that connection's back
Yeah.
behind there. And we could try to pull that apart, I reckon, if you had to. My thing is the teeth on this drive, they look like they took way more damage than the flex plate did. Those corners are rounded off a lot harder. They hit hard enough where instead of coming to a point, they're kind of flattened out, which ain't no good. And I think that's just pure coincidence that was in there,
Yeah.
Bill. It don't have nothing to do with, well,
Bolt on right.
no, it ain't even close. This is remanufactured already, so someone done put a starter on this thing. Guys, I think we're gonna get a starter for this. It sucks we need to get a part, but at the same time, we're really ahead right now because we're not pulling a Turbo 400 out of there. Yep. So we're doing good. All right, we got our replacement in.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. What are you clicking for? You gotta be kidding me.
Call him back quick.
Maybe our pack here. Real small jumper cables here. Woo! That's gonna get her done.
Our battery pack's getting a little low on juice over there.
Yeah, someone may have swapped this thing to the smaller starter at some point because the lugs on those are definitely bigger than that. But if we can get the mini starter to work, they're sure of a heck lot easier to work around. Should have picked up on it. How many pot countings does it take to install a starter?
All of them.
Get our solenoid wire started. Torque on them. We're just gonna have to go back up with the bolts we got. Our cheater switch wire, I went ahead and hooked it up. We're gonna drop her down, slap a battery in it, see if we can't get her spinning. We got some top posts, we got some side posts, so we're just gonna put this in there. This came out of our Model A. Our ground is going down to our chassis. It would benefit to go straight to that motor, especially being a big block. Knock the crusties off of that. Always a good sign when your copper starts pulling out the back. I ain't got a proper bolt, but she's a little redneck, so we'll just keep the party going. Put a little redneck bolt on her. Oh, that ain't the right size. Grabbed the wrong one. Maybe we'll try a correct thread anyhow. Can't really say proper bolt. Before we put that on there, I'm glad I remembered. I think the key's on. We do not want this thing sucking up fuel, so we definitely want to kill that. Had to trim off her coating. Found some more corrosion. And yeah, it's about 19 washers. She's good to go. And we should be able to take that right there. And as long as we didn't unhook our wire down there by accident, let's see if she's gonna crank for us. Bump it now, Bill. Now?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nothing.
What the heck, Over? Well, we're off to a solid start here. I grabbed our meter here, and I wanted to check from our ground up here to our motor. Just checking continuity. That right there says we got a really good ground. So then, pulled the leads to our cheater switch here. And just the same, if Bill hits the switch, we should get continuity. And we ain't getting deadly. So we've got a bad connection on our little cheater switch here. After a little investigation, right there, look, she's broke. That's our problem.
Yep, we had too much fun out in the field with her.
Last time we used this, we were hopping the Mercedes through the field. Just stripped it, crimped it, kinda. It's chicken rigged, I know it, okay? But it's gonna work. Got her all hooked up. Let's see, Bill.
That works perfect.
That sounded good, didn't it? Give her a few. Guys, his grinding that he was hearing, I guarantee you right here was our culprit. That's a lot. Well, we lost Bill. He's done for the day. We are not. We're gonna start getting some bolts back in this thing. Now to get bolts in it, I had to go get bolts. Got a couple bell housing bolts on this side and a couple on this side. Run them down. Yeah. We're gonna tighten them by hand. Ooh, yeah. Just make sure they're nice and tight. Them all happy. We're gonna pick this up, try to get her down in her mount. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, there we go. She dropped down in. There's a nut on that. Our one wire here, I see the other end. Our one wire there, looks like it plugs right on this. It's the only wiring I see undone. I think the rest is all good. Now there was some random stuff in the back. We found our one exhaust stud and a couple others. Our shift linkage, boom baby. This, let's see, pull her pin. Oh, pull that washer, busted knuckle. Ooh, cry for your mama. Owie. That slides in that bushing. That pops right through that. Ow, smack your other finger, cry for your mama again. Washer goes on, clip goes back on. No broken or injured fingers that time. That baby there, we just want to pull that. And we're gonna assume she's up in park because everything's just lining up really good right there. So we're gonna hope that's it. Oh, I think there's supposed to be a spring on that because that plastic bushing can pop over this way if not. We'll keep an eye out for that spring. I ain't got one that fits it. I done looked. Now our cross member, looks like we're missing some 3/8 bolts. I done dropped them there. But here and there, those are a 7/16 -14. They're a little bigger. Now what stinks is these cross members are pretty flexy. So like if we align this side, well, it just, you line this side up, it don't really line this side up. And we are definitely out of alignment there. So we got to figure out how to get bolts through them. And these ones weren't too bad. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got that one in too. Our two up top are in on both sides. This one has one loose we need to tighten up. Our other two are actually, we need to get our lift out the way. So I'm gonna tighten up what I can tighten up. They're all real easy to get to. Ooh la la. What I was trying to do, but that'll work. This one's bad, so we're gonna pry back like that. Then try to get that behind that. Then try to shove that up from the bottom. Oh, we're close. Ain't close enough. That's one way to do it. Now I don't mind them putting nylocks on just to make Sir Mordecai's happy. Boom, boom. Got them all except the one that's underneath this, so we're doing good. Drive shaft. Old bungee ain't got no more bungee to her. Thought we were missing one of our caps, or keepers, whatever you call it, but they're just stacked too deep. Oh, that cap just fell off. That cap's missing. Now I would be upset about the missing cap, except my buddy Tyler stopped by and he was checking this thing out. And he said, hey, what's this? And he pulled it out of there. And I'm glad he found that because I would not have. So that was sitting right up there. Bill thought he found some good stuff, if you know what I mean. All right. Now our cap here, all the needles, we're lucky enough for them to be laying in it. So we gotta get these all fished out of here. Well, this is not fun. Let me get a pick. All right, that gets them all out the bottom. And we'll see if we can install our missing ones. I have a memory of my dad having to do this one night. We lost a U-joint out of his van. And I remember him coming in and having all these needles in his hand. He dropped it out in the grass and had to find every single one of them to be able to fix it. It was nighttime. All right, there we go. Got them all in there. Oh, very nice. Now this baby, on the other hand, is filthy. Oh yeah, nice. Caked on that old grease on there. We're gonna have to get this cleaned up good. Gotta scrub it like you love it. Give her a little Pot County polishing. That's way more gooder. Whoop. And whoop. Yeah. That up in place. You dang right, baby. Run them down with the impact machine, except for top one. It's a little tricky to get to. Yeah. Yep. Skip. Whew. That one was working until it wasn't. Carrier bearing was loose. Got one side tightened up. We're about to get side number 2, assuming we don't break this one. Got the rear together. And since this thing's longer than a Monday, I finally remembered I had these, so we put a little stabilization up in this long bouncy situation, one in the front and back. And I did get us a fuel filter for this. This is our first time messing with fuel injection. Now it is pretty caveman fuel injection, being throttle body, but it's, or TBI I mean, but it is fuel injection nonetheless. And I don't want that old fuel going up there. Oh, actually, oh yeah, she smells a little sour. It don't look bad. Now that has me questioning them. It actually shot out there like it actually had a little pressure on it. Did y'all see that? It would run on that. I'm sure of it. I think we put, I think some fresh gas. Maybe we can scope down into the tank. I don't know. I just don't want to shoot a bunch of crud from the bottom of these tanks up to the throttle body. So we're to be determined there. What I'm seeing here is not dirty one bit. So I was curious if I needed to blow out the lines and stuff. I think we'll just be able to swap out our fuel filter here and definitely be good. Let's put that in one hell of a spot. It would have killed them to come this way just a hair further, huh? Guess with our flex hose there, we can pull that or it can just drain. Yeah, that way I can really inspect it. Looking good, looking good. Yep, I'll check that in my dirty hand. That makes sense. Question is, oh, you got bad O-ring right there. Bad O-ring alert. Question is, did they send me the correct one? I don't know if y'all be able to see, but that sucker is nicked up pretty bad right there. Is brown a special color for O-rings? Does that mean it's okay for fuel? I don't know. I ain't ever seen a brown one, I don't reckon. Probably haven't, probably forgot. And I probably won't get that off there unless I use 2 hands. Ow! Ow! Stab that thumb. Oh yeah, she was ready to leak. Replace that with the closest one we got. Now that shows you an arrow to tell you which way to put it on. It also says this is a low torque design. Okay, so don't smoke it to Alabama. We're trying to let you know that O-ring's doing the sealing, not the not you torquing the crap out of it. That one had a bad O-ring as well. In fact, that one looked a little bit worse. Worse. No T on worst. Worse. That could be a possible leak point, so we want to keep an eye on it just to confirm we got the right O-rings on there. Next up, we're going to look at probably slapping the exhaust back on this side. We do have an exhaust stud here that looks like it could use a little wire wheel restoration. It's a miracle this thing didn't break coming out of there. When it came out the exhaust manifold, I mean. Beautiful restore. Here we go, got all 3. I got to looking through my stash and I did find us some exhaust gaskets. They're a little crinkled. We're gonna try them. I ain't gonna hold my breath, or I wouldn't bet money on them. That piece of our exhaust hanger was missing the rubber bushing. Definitely don't want to listen to that clack around. There's us a new one. Now I just gotta figure out how to fish that thing in here by myself. Woo, hey there, girl. I see you looking at me. I ain't forgot about you, okay? Let me get a couple things from my bead roller and we'll be back on you. Hey, ta-da. Go. We were close. Did my little trick again, except this time I didn't have room to get a nut started, but I had enough room to put those on there to hold that. And then I want to do tire wire at the back where we can loosen it or tighten it, make it adjustable. Sometimes, guys, you just gotta get creative. Got that baby welded back on. And up front, we're all tightened back down, got our gasket in. By golly, that baby right there's got the fuel injected 454, okay? She got the RV cam with some true duals to some Flowmasters dumped out the rear. She's a damned old race truck. In fact, she's such a race motor here, race truck. We're gonna get some fresh oil in her where we don't burn her up when we make a 11-second pass down the old quarter-mile drag strip. Almost looked a little pinkish for a second. Maybe that was my eyeballs. Some old thick stuff, like Bill said. An old motor took a minute to drain. Oh, yeah, we're doing real good by changing that. We got 7 quarts here, so she must be a thirsty girl. I never think I've worked on a big block, guys. If it ain't a little mini truck 4-cylinder or a small block Chevy, I ain't never really messed with it. Well, except for all the other things we've messed with. But those 20 other things don't count. Dang filter will hold a quart. Well, you'll think I'm playing, but that thing dang near held a whole quart. Take your super clean finger, little dab will do ya. Just sauce up the chili ring there, all right? All right, you two. That's old Slick and Mortsky. They get going back and forth in our little group thingy. Someone's got to be here working, though, as those two chit-chat, you know. Whoa! Turned her so fast, I got her flying out of here. Yeah. I can't give her too much thunder with my left hand. It's too weak, so that should be just about right, guys. I'm going to drop her down, and we're going to put some oil in her before I forget. I'm going to let that finish draining down into there. And I disconnected our battery for the night just because we don't know this rig that well. And guys, we're going to call that a day. Well, who just showed up? Good morning. We're back on the dually. Now, yesterday, I'm gonna promote my second channel some real quick, guys. Yesterday, we were doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff because my wife had some medical appointments and I didn't know what all I could get done in a day. But long story short, we had the Datsun out running around. Don't tell me y'all don't miss the Datsun. Got some game plans going. Took some wheels and tires, dropped them off at the tire shop for the old Model A. Got some panels cleaned up for the wagon, that old tail wagon. Now the wagon's been at the interior shop. Y'all see it back here soon. On the second channel's where you also get updates, like this thing being spray foamed and the wood going up. This is all in the mix of the second channel videos. As you can see, we've got our parking side pretty well ready for some paint. And then our new merchandise side, well, she's moving right along as well. People ask for more content, guys. There is more content. It's on the second channel. It's just not always necessarily old vehicle related. Sometimes it is. We also just pulled a transmission out of my mom's Trailblazer, okay? So there's good content on there every Thursday at noon. So y'all be sure to check that baby out. You go there, you subscribe, you just watch, you get more puddin' content. Then you get 2 videos a week instead of 1. It's not just a channel where we do like fan mail or whatever, okay? It's some good, the little craziness of behind the scenes around here. Now, all that being said, let's get back on our dually project. Oh yeah, rearranging the shop, setting this up, second channel action. Fuel tank, 115 buckaroos. Mortsky said they have the same fuel tank. They're just flip-flopped. I called O'Reilly's or whatever, and they confirmed, yes, it's just a flip-flop, same tank. Got another one of them on order. We've got one here. The other one won't be here till tomorrow at noon. Sending unit. For one side, it's $86, and for the other side, it's $112. That's how they get you. Why is one and one the other? I don't know. So a tank setup breaks down to $200 for one side and like $215 or so. We're not gonna math. For less than $450, we can put 2 new tanks, 2 new sending units on this rig. Well, pull our hose clamp there, and I'm trying to pop that off there. Success! Try to blow some of that debris off and get that pried off there. Get our old borescope Hattie camera fired up. I'm gonna go and take a look inside there. And, oh, tank actually looks pretty clean, guys. Fuel looks good. I was expecting it to just be gummed up real bad. Today's fuel, there may be a little bit of crud on the tank, bottom of the tank. I do not think worth messing with. She's pretty empty, and that's actually good because the emptier it is, if we fill them up, we're gonna dilute it with fresh gas. Pop the other side. Yeah, I'm expecting more fuel in this one because it just smelled like fuel, which the other one did not. And once again, I am wrong because she's pretty empty. It does look like there's a chunk or two at the bottom, but I guarantee you that's just the debris that I knocked in there doing that. Not that I want any debris in there, but I don't see enough to concern me to drop these. So guys, the new fuel, I'm telling you, y'all know it's not good stuff. This thing's sitting for over 5 years. I've had a vehicle sit for a year and look in a tank around here, and I'm like, oh man, I'm in trouble now. You know what I mean? So that was the one thing I just assumed could be going wrong. Now, like I said, we may need to replace some sending units so we know our fuel level, and or if one of them works, and you ever fill this thing up, you make sure you run off the tank that don't work. And then when it's empty, you'll know it because your truck's gonna die. Then you flip the switch to the tank that's full, and then you could watch the gauge on that one drop. All right, just thinking out loud here. Just trying to solve our problems by not doing all that work. I think we need to go get fresh fuel, which is a hell of a lot better than drop tanks. I thought that's what we were doing this morning. All right, we need a manlier screwdriver for this side. Ha! Ha! Little cute tip Tommy wasn't getting it done. We needed fat tip Freddy. I ran and got us some fuel. Well, actually, I drove, I didn't run. So we got about 20 gallons here, minus the couple gallons from me playing Tokyo Drift and sliding the corner, and all these falling over. We probably got at least 18 gallons left. And we're just gonna go 5 gallons per side, but I found out I definitely needed more tanks because my 2 5-gallon tanks, yeah, let's not use that tailgate. I go through 10 gallons of petrol out here pretty quick, so I finally bit the bullet, got us a couple more tanks there. So I realized something the other day. I was talking about all the electronics on this transmission, but I think I called it a Turbo 400, and that's just because I wasn't really thinking. Sir Mordicus had said he thought all these come with Turbo 400s, said they should be a 454 Turbo 400, and obviously all that electronics means it's not a Turbo 400. Then Randy stopped by and he was checking it out, and he was trying to look underneath it, and I was like, hey, I got a lift right here, let's pick it up. And as soon as he walked underneath it, he was like, dang, this thing's got a 4L80E, and it clicked in my head, and I was like, oh yeah, well that makes sense considering it's covered in electronics. Oh, that's good, let's get fuel everywhere. which is even better because that means we're big block fuel injected with overdrive. Hubba, 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 hubba. And that's awesome, guys, because now instead of getting 8 miles to the gallon, we may get 9. You like that? You like some fresh fuel? Well, between what I spilled in the back of the truck and what I'm spilling right here, we'll be lucky to get 3 gallons out of each tank. Now this is the good stuff. She's ethanol free. We want to give it the best chance it has. And I stopped at my local hardware. I don't remember, I got some fuel treatment stuff we're gonna slap in. We got the Berryman B12 Chem Tool Fuel Injector Cleaner. Cleans the entire fuel system, gas tank, intake valves, fuel pump, and carburetor. Fuel injector cleaner, that's for a carburetor. Makes sense. She has high energy solvent technology, improves engine performance, increases fuel economy. We may get 9.2 gallons to the whatever out of this. She restores power, reduces emissions. Blah, 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 blah. We'll take it. And we only got 5 gallons and it said about 1 ounce per gallon. She's a 15-ounce thing. We're gonna put about half and half. Half a can in this side, half a can in that side. 100 years. All right, they didn't have fuel injection. Oh, I put way more on the other side. Oopsie daisy. They didn't have fuel injectors 100 years ago. You ain't fooling nobody, Berryman. Reckon it's okay, it's a little strong. We gotta dilute what was down in there still too. Little splash won't hurt. All right, she's topped off. I put the battery or ground back on. Now, I don't know if these are like, I would assume when you turn it on, it should prime the pump. Nope, it did, because I heard something squirt. Did a little. Y'all just want to go for it? Let's see what happens. Make sure we're in park. Going live. Come on, baby. Sound like it had one little boop for a second. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I was really hoping this thing was just about to fire right up. Ooh, we do got a fancy LED light though. What if we swap that selector valve thingy? Oh, what if we're leaking fuel from our fuel filter swap? Don't see none. No fuel on the ground, that's good. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. So my troubleshooting is gonna be a little rough on this rig. We're gonna get this big old breather off. We're gonna start by seeing if there's somewhere up here, even if we just gotta break a line, see if we're getting fuel pressure. Try to figure out if we're getting fuel. No, not the wing nut. All right. What does that mean? That means we've got compression, we've got spark, because she did just bust off. We're not getting fuel. So why are we not getting fuel? Oh, I was like, I can hear something running. It's the old blower motor, ain't it? Yep. I'm gonna start by cracking this open. Oh, I did not feel very torqued. I think if we were getting fuel up there, it would have been spraying. So obviously we ain't got no fuel pressure on that. All right. So at this point, we're not too concerned about our injectors because we ain't got no fuel up here to inject. Got up underneath here checking fuses, and I pulled the one right there that says for ECM. I pull that, and when I put it back in, I know I heard a fuel pump turn on. Yep. Oh yeah, we got fuel running right there. Shoot, maybe it just need primed or something, I don't know. Maybe it was deadheading. Tighten that back up. Do that one more time. No fuel dripping this time. Let's see what happens here. Come on, baby, be good to me. Dang it. I seen a couple sprits come out the injectors. Maybe we've got a weak fuel pump and we're not getting enough. Y'all watch this injector. good luck charm. Yes, yes, yes. I could see it underneath the hood a minute ago, and it just sprinkled like twice. I said, "Did y'all watch this?" And it started pulsating. You dang right, baby! She sounds healthy. She sounds healthy. I cannot believe this, guys. I mean, I didn't expect too much trouble from the engine side of things, but we didn't even have to put a flex plate on this thing.
I figured it would run.
You like that, buddy?
Yeah.
I had to get the fuel system primed.
Oh.
And actually the nut going up to the TBI was loose a little bit. So I cranked it loose and cycled the fuse for the ECM where it primed it a few times. Throttle stuck a little bit. When I put her in drive and went around, it was pulling me through. Guys, this has hydro boost, so the steering and the brakes are a little wonky right now, but there was a leak underneath the front, so that may be our leak. She may be a little low on fluid. Pump for that could be going out. The thing up here on the firewall, I don't know what that's called, where your master cylinder goes, maybe it's messing up. Never worked on hydro boost. She runs good enough for puddins.fab.shop.
Yeah, puddins.fab.shop approved for sure.
Yeah.
Good enough
So you got a
donut.
little pepper. Oh, we need a locker in the rear end. Then this sucker may slide all the places.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take it.
Perfect.
Don't get your panties in a wad, okay? Because I was out there having some fun with it. Full cold down there. No, that's cold. She looks a little bubbly in there. Like I said, I don't really know how all this works, so
It just does.
yeah, it just kind of does. This,
Needs
yeah, she could use topped off. Now, if you're curious what old Slick's doing here, when I seen how clean inside the tanks were, I was like, I think it's gonna run. So we're coming up towards the weekend here. My schedule and his schedule, I asked him, I said, hey, let's just say I wanted to buff this thing. When would be the best time for you? And he said this morning. And I said, well, let me get it running first and then we'll go from there. Well, obviously she wants to run for us. She even wants to try to slide a corner for us. So we're gonna top this thing off and take her towards town because we need to get some of this old grimy dirt off of her. Going for some of that fuel strength, pure uncut green stuff. Ain't too dirty. She could maybe use flushed eventually. Right now she ain't leaking out the side of the block, which is a good thing. And she's running, so. The green stuff is just a little dirty. Instead of a gloss green, she's a little bit of a matte color.
kind of like an army, like
Yeah.
white color.
Yeah, kind of like she may have had some rusty water in her at one point and someone just filled her full of green stuff. I don't know that it needs more.
If it ain't whining.
Send it.
Yeah.
And our air filter here, we're gonna get the rat crap off the top. Solid. And 2, I ain't got a replacement filter. Dang sure not one that big. So we'll blow her out for now real quick. Now that it has a full Pot County tune-up, we're gonna head to the car wash actually in town. Be a lot quicker than setting up the pressure washer and y'all having to watch me in slow motion. This our head unit in here has Bluetooth, so I got my phone connected. We've got some sound coming through, but we ain't got no bumpage. We ain't got no bumpage because this ain't hooked up. So we can probably just pull this and ditch a washer.
We gotta put the big ones on it.
Yeah.
You have to. At least until the other one's built.
This definitely makes sense. Get it running. Don't worry about the finicky brakes or steering. whatever. Just make sure the sound system's hooked up and head to town to wash it so it looks good for everyone.
Paw County things.
Did you see the system in the back?
That's nice.
Yeah, carpet color matched.
Dang.
We got the ultimate Cadillac hauler. Everyone uses a Cadillac as a cowboy hauler. We got the real cowboy hauler.
Okay, cherry. Nigga used to everywhere from.
You know, Slick gonna head to the Taco Boy and beat down the block. It ain't really Taco Boy time yet, but we're a little early. Things went real good this morning. I was gonna be swapping fuel tanks, not driving it with a sound system to the car wash. Guys, they were so smart back in the day. They knew one day we were gonna have smartphones, so they invented those there. Someone predicted the future.
And the big goals.
Yeah, got the old Super 44, baby. How comfortable are these little bucket seats though?
Sweet.
I told him, I was like, man, I'd like to put a bench seat in this thing again. Well, it's probably what it came with. I think that's the 3+3. And then I sat in these and I was like, never mind. That's a cross country rig right there. That old whining hydro boost, don't worry about that. When you start hearing that, just turn the sound system up where you don't hear it. She does have some gearbox issues or something, because that is way too much out of that steering. Let's give her some beans here. I ain't mad at it, guys. What I can tell is it definitely needs a tune-up, plugs, plug wires. Sounds like we do have a little exhaust leak. I noticed the gasket on our driver's side was blown out up at the collector, so I'm not really surprised there. Steering and brakes, that whole system needs some attention. As far as up here, the brakes themselves feel really good. As far as the stopping goes, it's just whining. We are not mad at our purchase. I'm so used to driving crap with worn out steering that it feels totally normal. I drive Ashley's car and I like barely move the wheel and almost run us off the damn road because I'm used to this old worn out stuff. Got the old daddy long blonde on this thing. Looks good in the hood now. Pressure washer ain't taking that off.
Yeah, we need a scrub brush.
Well, I have to scrub it. We're gonna have to move over here where we got the scrub brush. It was taking off the side pretty good. All the dirt off the side, you can maybe tell. That crap on the hood, it ain't gonna get it did without a little scrubbing and elbow grease. Man, that thing is a unit. You gonna take out the wall over there or what? Slick's been scrubbing. We're gonna have a little patina on this apparently. Y'all see how dark and dirty that side is versus that? I've been going around giving the whole truck a good pre-soak. And I'm trying to get all the cedar blown out of it. All these nooks and crannies are full of it from sitting underneath that tree. Besides that, our bed's definitely full. All right, you may want to watch out, Slick. I'm going for a good roof blast. May even spray the cobwebs off the backside here. Top's worse than the hood. We're definitely gonna scrub it, but I'll get this blown out first. Hell, silver's coming back to life more than the maroon is. Slick's giving her the foam job deluxe on the roof of this thing. That old crap just keeps coming off of it. We get her foamed down real good and she'll be ready for a high pressure rinse. More cedar stuck in the truck. Pull her out here and have a little look-see at her out in the open. Oh yeah, we definitely just upped her resale value, spending 10 bucks at a car wash and 30 minutes of time with 2 manpower just scrubbing away. Quit doing what?
The hissing sound it was doing?
She getting hot on me? No, she definitely ain't hot. In fact, the gauge don't even show it getting warm, and as
Maybe it's water running down and it's just continuous stream.
I know we scrubbed long enough that we did make it to lunchtime, so we did swing into the taco, boy. Might as well.
Yeah.
Get burritos and doolies. What else could you ask for? Oh man, it's burrito time. Y'all know old Slick's the buffing machine. So we had to test a couple different compounds and figure out which one we like that's going to work on this paint. Paint's always a little different, and we went and stocked up good at the Harbor Freight. We had been skimming by on our polishing stuff for a while. Now, I'm not the greatest at buffing. I'm real good at actually messing up the paint. So as he buffs away, obviously that buffer's going to be loud, which don't make for great video. I'm going to start kind of cleaning on the inside. Now, she's still got good signs that she's been sitting just spider webs all the way around. They come in all the flavors. Even, oh, hid back behind her seal. Perfect. These old freaking seals are just filthy. You scrub on it though, you can get that line off. And then up in here, that all looks a lot better. Just using our final detail wipe here, the old happy ending. Oh, shoot. Do not worry about fixing the steering and the brakes, guys. All that matters is she polishes out and looks good at this point. Me and Sweet Betty ain't never seen a bear that could dance before. What do you think, Slick? How's she buffing?
Not bad. It's hard on the flat, like where the sun's been beating on it, but the sides are easy.
She's coming around.
About to hit it with the old yellow pad, now we're the wool pad, and try to get some of the swirl marks from the wool pad off and get her ready to go.
Get her ready to go get a burger and a grape snow cone. We were jamming out to some country because we're inspired by this truck, and I said we're gonna name this thing the Oklahoma Lullaby. Airbrush me with a cowboy hat, wearing some stranglers, cowboy shirt tucked in on the tailgate. We're getting the paint looking good. Now inside I ain't vacuumed her out yet or nothing like that. But the rest of these jams, all the door panels all the way around. I spent over an hour scrubbing jams and seals on this thing, and they're still not perfect, but they're a hell of a lot more presentable. Now Slick's buffing away, and as y'all can see, once again, we're showing you polishing a turd just makes a difference every time, guys. It's amazing how much better this truck's already looking. So we can't have the shiny paint and then those dull wheels and tires. Just bland. She needs a little pop, a little pizzazz. She needs a little seasoning. We need to get them polished a little bit, about like so. Now these things still have their problems. You can see that there and that there. And they're scarred here or there. Of course the caps are rusted. She's had a hard life. And I've spent probably close to another hour polishing the other three. So I saved us the front one here, and I'm gonna show y'all our process on it. Step one, I've just been using our happy ending still and giving everything a good scrub down, or spritzing, good spritzing. Then you follow up with a good scrub down. Scrub a little here, scrub a little there. Might get you a hold of a lug nut, give her the little twist and chop. Maybe you go full circles, give her the full twirly bird, who knows? Kick it, see if it needs some air. It looks like it does. So we're gonna try to get all of our loose dirt. The back ones were a lot filthier. These ones, front ones, ain't as bad. But then the wheel, look at that sucker. She is filthy. So I'm gonna scrub away. Now these tires, they were designed in Singapore. Just ask that sidewall. She is the highway terrain. And we're gonna go ahead and get our first coat of the tire shine on. That's where it can just start to work its way in and do a little deep cleaning action. You want to get crazy? We can hit the old aluminum wheel special. That gives you an idea what she'd look like being painted white. Just plain, we like white steel. He's not white aluminum wheels. That would look terrible. I shouldn't have done that because all I had to do was sit there and then wipe it off. Create more work. Next up, we're going to get to polishing. I called O'Reilly's. I asked for some aluminum wheel polish. They sent the mothers. mag and aluminum. She just got some damn old mags. Slick.
Facebook Marketplace. I got mags.
Mags, got mags on it. Are they magnesium? No,
No,
dog, they're chrome, but we call them mags.
Yeah.
This thing looks like it should tow something with a set of quote-unquote mags. Should have kept them center lines on that El Camino. It would have looked perfect behind this. So besides the mag polish, they sent me their mother's cone ball. Never used one of these, and I'm not much of a polisher myself, but it seems to be working pretty dang good. The very professional way to do this, you just get you a glop of it on your hand, and you just smear it around. That's what I've been doing, because putting the cone in there would just be entirely too much work. Now, it's hard to get it pulled out with that cone and get a good glop amount. And I just kind of slap her on there like a mayonnaise sandwich.
Like shaving cream?
Yeah, you're ready to give it a slick shave. We're about to go shave them handlebars to drive this rig.
For a good time.
Like it's damn 1980, even though this truck's a 91. After that, our old power ball's just in the drill. And guys, you just spin it and work it. Go! She grabs more traction in reverse. And obviously that's kind of ugly because it's got polish on there. I need to get a better rag. But just to kind of give you a quick example, as you take that off there, it should be shiny underneath there. Ta-da! The great Houdini made a brand new rag up here. I'll tell y'all how I did that. So there's your little example. We're gonna go over it twice on all the other ones. One round, wipe it down good, go another round, and then that really just seems to make her pop. All right, we made our first full pass. This old stuff is dirt tight, you see that? Work all that nitty gritty grimy crap off there. These wheels are not perfect, like I said. All right, guys, once you get her wiped down again, about like so, I'm ready for round number 2. Compound's flying. All right, wipe that baby down. Now we got some compound on our tires. We want to get off. And we want to take one rag, brand new clean one, and do one final wipe down on this sucker, because your rag gets dirty. One quick psh, psh, psh of the tire foam, and that brings it home. We don't got good lighting hitting this right now to really do her justice on how shiny she is. But she looks pretty GUD. She looks pretty good. This side's giving old Slick more fits. I told him though this was the side facing south, so it definitely got a lot more sun. He swapped pads and said it's doing better. I took the old Palm Sander Deluxe pad and ran over that front bumper, if y'all can't tell. I shined on our grill as well. And the grill was just some good old manual labor with some of our cleaner here in the rag. Hey, shout out to James Childers. James is legit. I like James.
All the Childers are awesome.
Oh,
even Alan.
Alan's a hot rod builder. His brother, they're super good dudes.
Bunch of bad dudes.
Good at what they do. James is a sound system guy, and I really like the sound system in it, so I'm glad he did that. I ain't got an actual sticker for this thing yet, but that was on top of my toolbox, and it looks like it would go on this truck. I ain't mad at it. Maybe it's the red highlighting. Off to the side, Slick, or in the middle?
Off to the side.
Guys, come to find out, this truck's kind of like that one girlfriend you end up getting and you're pretty excited about her. And as you tell your buddy, he knows exactly who you're talking about. And come to find out, all your buddies know her, okay? That's kind of like this. I showed it to a couple car people I know. They're like, everyone's like, oh yeah, I remember when so-and-so had that, and so-and-so had that, and so-and-so had that. And I was like, all right already. Well now, Puddins owns it. Dang it.
Inner Prime.
Enterprise. She is good. Well, she's christened now. Is that how you say that? Instead of breaking the champagne bottle, we smack it with some mirror glaze. Been cleaning out the inside here, and that old this back seat is a gift that keeps on giving. Pulled all this out, found the bag, found the mirror, found a quart of oil, 2 of the old head units there, set of windshield wipers, brand new. Of course, you gotta have bungee cords. I just reached my hand underneath there and grab and see what came out next. Now our purple wire is going back towards our system. I'm not sure why it's ringing the way it is, but our carpet got the slice job deluxe. Not sure. Maybe that guy was trying to get to a removable transmission hump, possibly. That's just a guess. I don't know. Our pockets, oh, yuck, full of trash and wrappers. Found some fuses. We'll save those. I just seen a hinge there. Does baby flip open? Oh, what we got in here? Some light bulbs for a newer car. That don't do us no good. And some crap from who knows what. Did find 2 good screws we need for our stuff over there. All of our stickers. Ripped all them off. Looks so much better in here. There is a lot of goop up there from the stickers we gotta get off. But we are past 5 o'clock already. Cleaning on stuff just takes for stinking ever.
Especially when it's a dadgum crew cab.
Yeah, and a long bed. Yeah. With extra fenders, just keeps going and going. So Slick's gonna finish buffing out this side with that one pad. We're gonna go give her a good washing again. And then he said he'll have to work out some swirl marks tomorrow after we get her cleaned up. As far as me, guys, on the interior, I made it where I want to make it to. It's all wiped down. I'm going to try to get that goop off the ceiling, vacuum her out. Other than that, we'll be back on her in the morning. Good morning, honey. Good morning, darling. Good morning, you guys. I done been running around like a madman, taking merchandise, all kinds of stuff. I done been to the O'Reilly's, got us some tune-up parts. Slick ended with getting this thing buffed out, but he's not happy with it. He said he's gonna be back at some point with, he wants to go over it with some other pad, gonna make it look even better. I don't think that'll be today. We'll just have to get together at some point to make it happen. I'm super happy with how she looks already. We're gonna focus on getting this thing running a little better today, which I see she took some antifreeze. We'll top this off, even though she definitely was not running warm. She was running quite cool. Next, we're gonna check the oil to make sure that water ain't in there. And no, it is not. She's just full of oil. Goody. Hydro boost was acting funky, brakes felt funky, steering has 2 different problems. The hydro boost side of things and this. I was gonna say, she's probably just low. Now me and Slick did check that yesterday, but it was wet on the dipstick. But then I was like, you know, sometimes dipsticks stay wet. You actually run it and you find out she's dry, and that's pretty dry looking. However, that puddle right there was from this before this even ever got started. So we know it's leaking something somewhere. It is 100% leaking from the front of this thing. Right up there on the gearbox. Besides that, I'm telling y'all there's a lot of slop in this, so let's see if we can try to tell if it's the gearbox that's sloppy or something in the steering. This would be a good time to have an extra set of hands, but I'm gonna put our locking pliers up there. Turn our ignition key on where we unlock that. Oh, aha! Now our gearbox is leaking, but underneath there, the pitman arm, I can see the head of it moving, but the drag link that it connects to is not. Keep an eye on this. That'll do it. All right, I'm gonna try to figure out about getting them parts ordered. We're gonna start doing ignition tune-up here. Number 1 plug wire. It is running right here, so we know that is number 1. Of course, we already know our firing order. If you don't know it, it's right there on your intake manifold, 18436572. So let's strip this stuff out of here. Oh, there's our first misfire. That one just absolutely crumbled. That one ripped in half. That one came off. It's just full of dirt, which also is good for causing a misfire. Your spark will actually work its way out to this crap. Little boot stuck on there. Here we go. I think this ignition tune-up's gonna give this, do this thing a whole lot of good. Holy cow. That one wasn't falling off there. These things are just toasted. That's the custom 4-piece plug wire boot. They're not even trying at this point. Ah. Ah. Oh, here I come. On up in here. Yeah. This truck's bigger than the trailer house I grew up in. Boy, if that don't show I'm a rookie, I don't know what does. I just climbed up in here with a flathead. And yeah, those are not flatheads. Told y'all I don't work on newer crap. This is new. Same year I was made, 91 model. She's a good year. What is this? We're missing some stuff here. Where's this supposed to be going? That's something off of her coil. She's supposed to be going a damned old tachometer somewhere. Man, them suckers are long-winded. Oh, screws are built in. Okay. I was worried about losing them. Now I'm not so worried. Yeah. Oh. Never worked on a big block. I don't think I've ever tuned up a TBI engine, guys. Pull the rotor off. Yeah, she's a little dirt tie. And when we have that off, I'm kind of looking. Look at this wire here. It's got a butt splice on it. And one there's got 2 butt splices on it. And it looks like someone taped on it at some point. But I still don't know what that's supposed to be going to. Our coil, kind of clean on that sucker. She's full of dirt. But overall, if we just got a few butt splices here or there, everything does look pretty good on this. Also, I just noticed that, which is a split vacuum hose going through the firewall. Don't tell me this sucker still had them vacuum controls. Probably so. And so I started looking around, and right there next to my light, that right there. So that is 100% good vacuum leak right there. We can pull that, and we should just be able to plug that right back in, except that's all loosey-goosey, so we don't want that. We want it to seal better. We'll replace this piece. So a couple issues. One, I ain't got vacuum hose small enough to really seal to that. 2, I cut her down over here because as I messed with it, it kept breaking. It was brittle over in this end. We're gonna fix it with a little fire. Right there, I got some heat shrink. This is the gluing heat shrink. It's good stuff. Actually, that's fitting on there so tight, it would probably vacuum seal as is. It's because there's crud on it down here. All right, cut that tip off. She had a little overhang. My propane torch is messing up. She keeps shooting fireballs. See what I mean? All right, get that melted on. Ran our new hose. I ended up just having to snip it up there close to the firewall. And I just went with the classic zip tie technique. The heat shrink had it so that shoving it on there kept snapping it. So I'm gonna just kind of zip tie that where it sits comfortable. And then we know we need to keep an eye up on that right there. If that ever snaps, we'll know it. All right, slap that new rotor on. I said slap that. Come on now. Be good to me, baby. Slap. What the heck, over? You gonna fight me the whole way? I'm trying to be good to you, baby. All right. It's got a thing in there where it's supposed to go one way, but it won't fall down on it. It should. There it goes. Golly. New cap on. Tighten down both sides. Also, a second ago, guys, I seen this laying on the engine like that. And that is also another major vacuum leak. I don't remember setting that off there yesterday, though, so I don't know if I did that messing with the plug wires, maybe. Little spark plugs. Oh, yeah, those have been in there for a good minute. Not absolutely terrible looking. I bet they look fine before it was parked. They're just kind of rusty and crusty from sitting, it looks like. Yeah, that one looks about the same. Pull all 4 of them. No major surprises. Definitely due for a change. And to do that, we're gonna go with some AC Delco double platinums. That's what my old rap song went, double platinum. For plugs, I don't really know. I'm sitting on the 45 thousandths. You can read all kinds of crap on the internet. I think 45 is going to help her come alive. So I done did the other 7. On this side, I noticed that this was hanging. Vacuum, or that comes from our vacuum thing for, I think for cruise control. Anyhow, I told y'all yesterday it felt like throttle was sticking. Well, I don't know if that could possibly catch on something, but we definitely do not want that just flopping, doing whatever it wants. So for now, I'm just gonna pull that clip and take that sucker off there. And the other day, when Randy was looking this over, he pointed something out. He said, have you looked underneath the hood? I said, yeah, I popped the hood for him. I'm like, not really a whole lot. I said, I just popped the hood, seen it was pretty unmolested. He was leaning right here. He said, look at that belt. That AC belt is right there. And it's going down to that front pulley. It's supposed to be going down to that middle pulley. Y'all see how crooked that sucker is? Plug wires are going on real nice. Already got the other side done. Can't feel that one clicking. Well, it was definitely on there. I don't know. What's wrong with this one? Last one. It's supposed to save the best for last, not the worst. All right, finally got it happy. Oh, those aren't very tight, actually. Pretty loose. This one's gonna be tight. That's the easy one to get to. That's the one someone tightened up. Yep. Obviously the back one don't have any tension because that just fell. We drop that like that, and that we can take it back to the middle belt. Shove her back up. Oh, much better alignment. We like that. Put a little tension on that. We'll tighten them all up. They truly believe that if 4 wouldn't hold it, 1 would. Those things that I just cranked on there, I'd turn that maybe a half turn. I could tell it was loose. Same with the front one. I only did a half turn on that. That's how loose it was. All right, with her back up in the air, I think this right here is our bad exhaust leak. In fact, that hardware's loose, so this ain't even tight. No, it is not. Slow and steady wins the race here. About 3 hours later, we finally got that one off with the wrench, pulled that one with this. Our last one, she's actually a bolt with a nylock spacer, and we do not want it to break in there. So nice and easy does it. Oh yeah, custom spacer. Hey, there ain't no nylock or nylon left. Surely it didn't melt out of there. One washer has us wedged somehow. I finally got that dropped out of there, and our new copper gasket kind of got it on. Now that's facing the wrong way. We need it to lean over this way. So back here, we're gonna pull that away. Oh, smack me in the noggin. Oh, we're getting closer. I don't think this exhaust hanger is doing us good. Something's got us in a bind. And that's one way to do that. That one hopped out of there too. And the whole thing just fell out of there, which is not what I was trying to accomplish. Zip tied that to get us close, but let it do the wind dangle. Put us new exhaust stud in over there, and with that relaxed, it's sure easier to align and get tightened up here. I'm not sure how those seal, like I said, but it's what it shows to put in here, so we're gonna try it. I swapped this side out to our actual brass nuts and the copper gasket in there as well. Hiya! Next up, we're gonna start a little disassembly on the pitman arm. Trying to see if we're actually separated there. There it went. Just need a little bit bigger hammer. A little more ugga-dugga. A little more umph. real close to popping off there. Took a wrench, got our top, them power steering lines up there. Now, we go back up. Should be about 4 bolts on the gearbox. Boop, 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 boop. Drop her down. Got that shaft popped off. Here it comes. There's your sloppy steering. There's your leak. Now obviously we're gonna take our new one. I did just get on the ladder, climb up there and make sure our steering wheel's nice and straight, because you don't want to be putting it on there all crooked. So this one, guys, is just a reverse process. Y'all kind of seen me do it on the old GMC we built. Exact same thing. So I'm just gonna knock it out. Ha! And the first one started is always the hardest. Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact, yelling has proven to increase your torquing power by 17%. We're doing good until we weren't. And pull that box back off. The rag joint, I couldn't get it on there and it was in a bind and it was way behind and it was not willing to make a deal. So I had to redo it. Finally got it hammered on there. I picked up the bolt for that, and now I don't know where I put that bolt. Can't find it. On top of that, I forgot to take this off, which is not good. And it ain't good because now we got to do it over here. Should have done it when it was still mounted to the truck. There we go. Apparently we got robbed that nut and lock washer. Cotter pin that sucker, and since I had the grease gun out, we're just getting all the suspension. All the A-arm bushings, tie rods, ball joints, all of it. Gets a little looby-dooby. I was feeling generous, even got the drive shaft. Now this thing, I can tell has been leaking maybe everywhere. I don't know where it's leaking. I can just tell it's covered in fluid. Since we're kind of doing some maintenance here, just figured we could check. Good thing we did, because I can't even freaking touch any fluid. Uh-oh. Before we just fill that and hope for the best. Oh yeah, there's still some down in the bottom. Thing's pretty wet looking, so it was splashing some around. That's good. This ain't no crazy shavings or nothing. Good thing we checked that since we had it on the lift. Ooh, right at full. What you didn't know though is that was 2 trips. So hopefully she's okay. It'll hold up if it's supposed to. We'll kind of keep an eye on her over time. See if we can see if she's leaking on this back seal. And I'm assuming the front pinion seal. The whole thing's just coated. I found the bolt I was looking for. It got rolled up in some of this fuzzy wuzzy left over from buffing yesterday. So it was in camouflage. It was wearing a ghillie suit hiding. That bolt threaded right in, or 2 lines threaded right in. No big deal there. Pretty sure we're just low on fluid. That's why she was acting funky yesterday. And we're low on fluid because that seal was bad. Oh, no! God bless it. I overfilled it, and then besides overfilling it, I accidentally moved the funnel, making a mess. Now, I didn't show you yesterday as we went to leave, guys. I did put a little bit of trans fluid in it and check that. But basically now I think we need to fire it up and get all of our different fluids happy. That was our first time firing it up since the tune-up. Well, it's definitely running better. Way better. I spilled even more trans fluid or power steering fluid that then smacked fans and went everywhere. So now everything on the front's gonna look like it's leaking. And I'm working the brakes and I'm steering, and I can tell that now I do have power steering and it feels like pretty good brakes. Oh good. Now apparently we're over serviced as it floods out the top. Very bubbled. But by the sounds of it whining, just assuming we've got a worn out pump. No telling how many times it's been ran low. Did you say you need some new windshield wipers? Is that 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive? Just give me some damn wipers. Those would be nice considering it's raining out and we're about to drive through a muddy mess. And clean that glass, and then we're gonna lay down some Rain-X. Woo! That old Rain-X got some smell good in it. Well, it sucks to get her all wet like that or muddy, especially how shiny we had her. But I can't end this go around without a drive to see if it's doing better. Whoever lined this up must have got bass backwards, because that steering wheel's plumb upside down. Trying out the windshield wipers. Okay, they just turned themselves off. Oh no, never mind. Got so much Rain-X, we don't need no stinking windshield wipers. Guys, it's definitely running better. No surprise there with the tune-up. The steering feels 100 times better as far as I can actually move the wheel and respond. It'll respond. Truck's pretty quiet overall going down the road. Power steering pump seems to got a little bit quieter. We're not going to worry about replacing that today. I'm about out of time rolling into the weekend here. I don't know how it's already past 3 o'clock today. The gearbox whooped me a little bit more than I showed on camera. Just how it goes, guys. That's part of working on this old crap. The heater is definitely heating up. It's getting toasty in here. Truck as a whole is pretty quiet going down the road. Still have some exhaust leaks, and I'm pretty sure it's at the collectors that we messed with. Besides the exhaust leaks, the truck don't sound the greatest. Not a huge fan of how it sounds, so we may just entertain the idea of changing up the exhaust on this rig at some point. However, for the random 3 days I had this week to be able to give this thing some attention and time, we took something that's been sitting for over 5 years, we got it running, we spent a good day giving her a good cleaning inside and out, got her looking right, and another day troubleshooting a couple little problems and getting it fixed where she's looking right but driving tight. And I think the more we drive this thing, the better it's gonna get. Our power steering, as far as that pump, it also operates our Hydro Boost, so brakes are feeling good. I do think there's a possibility there's air in that power steering system as a whole, and as it works itself out, things again are only going to get better. But guys, for no more than we did to this rig, and as good as what I think this rig is now, what more could you ask for? Now, let's talk about, man, that heater will burn you out of here. Let's talk about some pricing, because I usually don't do that. I think sometimes I do get really good deals on stuff. Sometimes I find some stuff for a few $100, little cheap mini trucks and stuff. A truck like this, you're gonna be extremely lucky to pick up cheap anymore, guys. These things are getting harder and harder to find, and when you do find them, they want an arm and a leg. So I'll just tell you, I paid $5 grand for this. I paid $5 grand. We went off the story that it needed a flex plate. I didn't even get underneath there to really look to see if it needed a flex plate, obviously. We showed up there just to pick it up. I said, I'm gonna roll the dice and we'll see what we get. And what we got this go around is a really good truck. No more than what we've done. We probably spent, well, the buffing stuff's hard to say because I stocked up on a lot of stuff. We'll just say $100 there. And then, of course, I got to pay slick labor on that. Say a few $100 for the day, and then, or all that, we're probably spent $600 to $700 so far. That's because that gearbox is like 300 of it. Other than that, what we've done is polish what's here inside and out. I mean, I know you're thinking $5 grand's a lot, guys. I think if I want to throw this thing on marketplace right now as is, it'd be pretty safe that we could double our money on this truck. These trucks are bringing it. We keep doing a little more to it. Well, your profit margin's always going to stay about the same. I mean, we could lower it down than that big old semi wheels, but all that's going to cost you $5 grand, and then your resale's going to go up to about 15 grand. So you still got the same profit margins. You do limit who would buy it at that point, because some people want it as is. And I'm not saying I'm selling it, guys, so please don't ask me. If I decide to sell it, I will announce it. Right now, I kind of want to just start driving this thing and work out some of the bugs in it. We need to see what the power steering pump does. We need to see, we may see about like the AC, getting it working. We may throw a carpet kit dash pad in here. We've got good possibilities on this one because we've got a good truck. I was super hesitant to buy this for the $5 grand. Usually I try to buy cheap, so this was a new one for me, and in the end for us, I think it really paid off. And we've got a nice rig for being less than $6 grand into a running, driving crew cab long bed. That's a pretty clean truck inside and out for what it is, with a fuel injected 454 big block with a 4L80E overdrive transmission. This thing could be a family hauling towing machine. And if I had a country band and I was touring the country, this would be pulling a trailer for my tour, and we would name this truck the Oklahoma Lullaby, and we would airbrush me wearing the pants on the back, the nice tight Wranglers. But I'm not a country artist. It is driving so much better. Power steering pump's definitely quieted down some. She ain't even whining anymore. So much better. Holy cow, guys. We got us a rig. Oh, I love it. I'm excited. I'm not driving this back through the mud. We're gonna leave it parked over here for its best chance of staying clean. Hopefully y'all could hear the power steering pump is kind of quieting it down a little bit, so we're just gonna like I said, we're gonna run it. 1 quart. Got the transmission reading on the dipstick about where I wanted it, so that was good. Only other thing I noticed was earlier when I went to put it in drive over there, at first it kind of stumbled for a split second, and then when I went to leave the car wash, it did the same thing. As soon as I fired it up, it was running fine. It's when I pull it down in gear and then like go to let off the brake, it blip blip kind of stumbles a bit. So if you got any ideas what could be causing that, I know the TBI does use a couple different sensors, but I'm not sure what all it even uses, honestly. I guess I realized we never did try our other fuel tank and see if it was gonna work. Meh, we've got plenty of time. She ain't going anywhere. Someone needs to get some dang rock around here. So that's it on this one, guys. Well, for this go around anyhow. Super happy with our progress. What a good looking truck. She's the old Oklahoma Lullaby. Yeah. So I'm curious, look at this thing. I mean, it looks good as is. It's got that cowboy holler look like we mentioned. Slick said leave it, leave her stock. Y'all know me, I seem to slam everything. It's hard to leave stuff stock. Well, that one's got a look that kind of works. So comment battle down below. Which one would you do? Would you slam her on some 22-inch semi wheels, or would you drive her as is? Now y'all play nice with each other, but I'm curious to see what people think. Let's hear the people. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank y'all for the support. I hope you enjoyed this one. A little different than what we usually do, kind of, sort of. It's like a speedball version. Everything just went good, knock on wood. Hopefully she stays that good to us. There's Slick right there. We'll call him back after this. But thank you guys so much for being here. puddins.fab.shop for that good quality merchandise. I can't tell you what we have. I can tell you guys basically keep it sold out, so it's hard to keep anything. I cannot thank y'all enough for the support there. I can't thank y'all enough for just being here and watching. Be sure to tell your mama, your uncle, your aunts, your, I don't know, cousins, your big toe, whoever. Just keep spreading the word, help us growing. If you ain't subscribed, hit that subscribe button for us. As always, I'm on the Instagrammer, I'm on the Patreon, I'm on the Facebooker, and I will see you guys next time. However, sitting on your ass won't finish your project, guys. I mean, look at this thing. Go find you a project out there. 3 days of work. That was not even, actually. If I wasn't recording, guys, if I wasn't recording, that'd have been 2 days of work.